Annyeonghaseyo. Welcome to Afternoona Uncensored. Unscripted, unedited, and uninterrupted. So let's get to it.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hi there.
All right. So summer has, it's not officially begun because, it's not the solstice and we're not at June 21st, but I feel like summer has begun, basically.
Yeah. School ends. That means summer has begun.
Yeah. So, this is always just like a frazzly time of year. We all have kids. So for some reason, summer, which is relaxing for them, means the opposite for us.
Oh, the opposite.
So what is something that you've got going on this summer, I guess? I'm just curious because I actually haven't really checked in with either of you on like your life. And so I figured this was a great time now that we're recording to hear, what is a summer plan that you've got going on that you're excited about?
Well, I agree. Like, I feel like usually we're like chatting a little bit more in like Slack and like updating each other. And I just feel like all of us have been a little busy, and it's the same. I'm kind of like, what do you guys have going on? I mean, other than I know Amy right now has been writing, but yeah, same thing. I'm like, what's like everyone been up to? I mean, I would say for me, like, I have been in contact with Sarah from at K-Drama This, because one of the big things that I'm doing this summer is I'm going to London in August with my family and my in-laws. And I'm going to meet Sarah, and I know we have like another Patreon member that's going to meet us, and maybe even more, because Sarah messaged me the other day and she's like, is it okay if like I invite more people? And I was like, the more the merrier. Look, I'm going to be in London. Whoever wants to show up and go to Koreatown, I am, or the Korean town part of London, I am more than happy. I will meet everyone. I am very, very excited. So
this is Sarah, K-Drama This, and Afternoona Asks.
Yes, correct. Yeah. And so she, like, it's just so funny too, because she messaged me the other day and she's like, I even like tried a couple places out to see if they would be okay. I was
she did a trial run.
She's vetting it for you. I love it.
You are so cute, but I promise you, I don't care. I'll eat food from like a food truck. I'm just happy to be there and to meet some people. So I guess that's like the exciting thing I have going on, and it's podcast related.
Yeah.
Not that it has to be, but just saying. Yeah. But what do you guys got going on?
Yeah, I like you said, I'm in like crazy writing mode. I've had some big back-to-back deadlines, but as of this weekend, I will be clear of those deadlines. So I'm very excited about that. I think I mentioned this when I like did my whole Taylor Swift spiel last week, but like this is like the summer of concerts for me, and I'm loving it.
Yay! That is cool.
Yeah, I mean, like kicked it off with Yoongi twice in May. Kind of got my spring going there, and then Taylor Swift, and then this wasn't on my radar because I'm not, really good at keeping up with the smaller things happening, but Tanya from Afternoona Army messaged me and said, look, because Lollapalooza happens in Chicago. She's like, the Rose is supposedly doing like a small, intimate, like post Lala show on the Friday night of Lala at like 11 o'clock at night. And she's like, if I come to town, will you go with me? I'm like, yeah, like, absolutely. She's like, I don't even know if we'll be able to get tickets. But if we do, I think they're only like $60 and I'll let you know. So, and the tickets are going on sale the next day. So she's like, I'll keep you posted. She messages me the next morning. She's like, I got tickets. They were $60. So it's whatever that first Friday is in August, like the 4th or 5th, we are seeing the Rose at like a small, like 1,000 person venue.
Amazing.
Yes.
So I saw them and I cried. Honestly, it was such a good show. It like touched me in like the pit of my little Slytherin heart.
I'm so excited. Yeah. And then the week after that, I'm going with my daughter and another couple girlfriends and one of her daughters, and we're going to see Pink.
Amazing. Oh, you get to watch her,
trapeze, like all,
the air.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh,
like,
so fun.
Yeah. And her guest is Brandi Carlile. So I'm
amazing.
so freaking stoked. Yeah. So it's just, it's a musical summer, and I am enjoying it big time.
Pink's first album, by the way, that was one of my very first albums.
Misunderstood.
One of my very first albums I ever got. And I tell you, I wore that thing to a nub. Like, I played it nonstop. Pink was like everything to me. I still love Pink.
Yeah, like, I can't remember. It's been a while now, like 4 or 5 years that one of my friends who like worked for a company had like corporate suite tickets to see Pink. And I remember like telling you, Amy, specifically, like, oh, we have like Pink tickets and I'm bringing Bronte. And like, I don't know. Like, I was like snobby and like, I don't know about this Pink thing.
Because she's
like,
too mainstream, like too basic
and you're
for
like,
you.
Pink is actually, yeah, totally. And you're like, Pink's actually great. So like kind of fuck off. I went
Pink.
and I was so like done. And, you know, I've made a hard pivot into pop and like gotten over myself basically. But pop done well is fucking awesome. And it speaks its truth. And I was like all in on Pink. Like,
and she's so, she's so
stuff.
good. And she's just like a badass human. Like, I love her.
Yeah, and also
absolutely.
like she puts on a show. Like she like a full show. Acrobatics.
She puts on a show, but I feel like her songs like meant that, like, not that all songs have to have like meaning, but I felt like they had like depth and they meant stuff. Like I like was completely converted in that night to being like, I need to stop being an asshole about pop music.
Oh, I love it.
It just makes me think, and I know I've brought this up a million times, but I'll never let it go. And I'm sure I projected this a little bit, but like when I first mentioned liking BTS and I just kind of felt so basic. 'Cause I'm like, Megan really knows her K-pop and Leah's not, you know, really into any of this. And then look at the big turn that happened because Leah's like, I feel so bad that like Bronte missed Stray Kids. I'm going to take her to this BTS concert. And now look at you.
I know. Hard pivot again. I mean, that was definitely like, that was the end of the road to Damascus for me. And now I'm like hard pop fan. To the point that I've been like, I think I want to like pitch class because I was like, I have a graduate degree. I can pitch classes. I was like, I really seriously started to think I should pitch some classes at the university to be, because some people actually have made a mistake in thinking because I work at a university, I'm on faculty. I am not. But I have a graduate degree and I'd be like eligible to teach. I'm like, I should pitch like either a K-drama and or a K-pop class.
Oh my God, please bring us on as like guest teachers.
Like,
I will fly out there for a semester. Like,
you know, I'm going to speak this truth into being because it's been like in the back of my mind and now sing it out loud. I'm like, okay, I got to do it.
So sometimes I truly do not drink a lot, but sometimes like on Friday nights, I will have a few glasses of wine and it's funny because my best
You'll
friend
bust
and I
open
are
the
same
white
way.
Zinfandel.
We'll have like a few glasses of wine and then we start online shopping. And sometimes we'll text each other and we'll be like, okay, I'm 3 glasses in. What should I buy? Like it's ludicrous. Well, lately I've been like 3 glasses in and I start buying K-pop albums because they're so fun. They are truly a delight to get K-pop albums. So I recently got the G Idol albums. Guys, I'm gonna I know that the like listeners cannot see them, but I'm just gonna show you so you fully understand. Okay, so this is about 3x5. It's a little box. Okay, this is they're playing cards. Real playing cards that you can play. Real playing cards. Look, King, 5 of clubs. I can play G Idol playing cards. Are you kidding? That's an album. Here's the CD. Like, are you kidding me? That is the coolest shit.
do you actually play the CD?
No. I like display these on my.
I mean, seriously, that's what I'm asking. Like my daughter, like recently, like my daughter has gotten into buying vinyl, and she has a record player, but she bought a CD of this Broadway actress that she really loves, Renee Rapp, because it was signed, because she could get it signed. She has we have nowhere in the house to play a CD. She's like, I don't care. I just want to put it on my shelf and display it.
So I bought a CD player for K-pop. So I now I got a record and CD player in one. So
yeah, they do that. They do that now. Yeah.
And so that was my thing because I wanted to get Indigo on vinyl, and then I'm just in my like I have such random shit on vinyl. Like I just go, because I also don't want to spend a lot of money, because like a new record, I mean, I have spent money on like stuff I really wanted, but I'm also happy to just be like, what can I get for $1 at the, Goodwill in San Francisco? So I have like Russian sailor music and shit like that.
Just because you can?
Just because I can, I'll be like, this is going to be fucking sweet. And then I go home, put it on, and I'll be like, well, okay, I'm kind of feeling it. But I do listen to the CDs, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's just so much fun to, like, I ordered 3 versions of G Idol album, because, again, I had like 3 glasses of wine. So there's a black cat version. So it's like
you were talking about the cat version. I remember you were excited
and
about
it has...
Can you play playing cards with all of them? Like, you could have a whole poker party?
Wait, what?
Do they all have playing cards?
No, just this version has playing cards. So, but it is like, and then I ordered the card album, their Icky album, and that also is really cool. I'm excited about what came in there. And it's just been like a total delight for me. Because look, I get them in the mail. They make me happy. They're not ludicrously expensive. They're really not. And then I display them on my, like right now, I have all my albums displayed and I can see them. And it makes me, like, as I'm talking to you guys, and it makes me very happy. It gives me a lot of joy. So that's been like, I guess, a summer plan. I mean, I really should stop buying albums, but that's just, maybe I need to put myself in a moratorium for a little bit.
Until you have your next glass of wine.
Until I have another, like, 3 glasses of wine, and then I'll buy more albums, but that's okay.
So I'm going to be flying back out to Michigan. I think I took last year off, so I'll be going back to Michigan. I'm bringing my son with. We are flying Spirit, which is going to be always an adventure. I'm not.
Please let us know how that goes.
I fly Spirit a lot. I am fine. I'm like, I'm not trying to get to a concert. I'm like, I will get there when I get there. If I end up eating bagels in Vegas for a while, so be it. I mean, tickets to Michigan from California are stupid. Yeah. Like, every once in a while, there's just routes that don't make sense and why they cost the things that they cost. And Michigan is one of these routes. But if you fly Spirit, you can be flying for very, very, very little money. So I recently got a ticket to Michigan. So I'm going to be doing that. I cannot wait to podcast from there, because when we first started podcasting that first year, I was in Michigan. And that's when I learned about like MPS or whatever, like internet speed. And it was always like
Mbps, megabytes per second.
Yes. So it was like 10, 11. Like I was trying to like hotspot off my phone.
And you're like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. We're like, what is your Mbps? And you're like 10 or 11. We're like, yeah, mine's like 700.
Yeah.
So my parents live country, and there are parts of rural America. This is why I blame like Trump, because the internet has not the cables have not reached these places. And like, this isn't like they're not by themselves. They're like in a small community on a lake. So my dad had been like, oh yeah, we're like, because I had been like, I don't know how you live. I do not understand how you don't live without the internet. And so this year he'd been like, well, whatever, we're going to have the internet. We're getting cable. Like, they're finally putting cable in, like, out to the lake. We are finally, and they live country and also 20 minutes from Ann Arbor, where the University of Michigan is. So we're not like, there's cornfields, and it's not like, you're not like going over 4 mountains and crossing the river, right? Like, this should occur. So I was like, okay, great. So my dad called and was like, so just so you know, the cables haven't quite made it to the lake yet. So I'm going to be this summer like, I think I got like 6 Mbps's. Let's do it.
And you'd be like yelling at everyone else in the household to not use the internet.
Yeah. Everyone turn it off. I mean, it's going to be coming off my phone. I don't even know.
I was like, it's not dial-up at least.
I mean, yeah, I'm curious. Who lives with dial-up? Somebody must still live with dial-up.
I mean, maybe.
With like an AOL CD-ROM.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like,
if that
can
exists,
you?
honestly.
Like, can you even do that? Yeah, does dial-up?
Listeners, if anyone knows, if any of you, nobody better be emailing us on dial-up. But if anyone's living that life, but I'm getting like, I have a mentor at my work and we were meeting last week and we were chatting about, and somehow phones came up. I always end up just obviously in random conversations about things with people. And he was talking about, he's older than me. And he was talking about how like growing up for him, it was like the phone with the long cord. Cause I grew up where, you know, I'm like trying to model it with my phone. Sorry for the noise. I forget what you call it, a cordless phone. I had a cordless phone where you put the little like thing up and you could like walk around the house with it. He had the long cord. That was like his era. And
I had both. You didn't have any corded phones in your house?
I mean, we must have had corded phones.
Yeah.
It's just that like, you know, what I can remember like being a teenager, I had like my phone with like the antenna that went on. In my dorm, I had a corded phone actually. But what I was thinking about was how when my mom was growing up, they had the party lines.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you'd have a phone and your phone would ring a certain way and you knew that was your phone. But if it rang another way, that was the neighbor's phone. But you could still pick it up and listen to like whatever they were talking about.
That's crazy. I mean, that's before my time.
Well, what's also crazy is we bantered for 15 minutes. So we should get to what is today our unscripted episode.
Well, I actually was just thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. We never even like introduced that this was like our uncensored episode.
That's okay. Cause you know what I do? In our very first one, we had like a scripted open for it and I just copy and paste that sucker in. So guess what?
Right,
folks already know. Y'all already know.
They already know.
Even though we don't know that you know.
Yeah. You're on it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Good,
Okay.
good.
So because I feel like I'm still competing with Amy, even though Amy doesn't know I'm competing with her, about would you rathers or this or that.
Oh, yours is going to be so much better than mine.
No. So I just want to kick off with one.
Sure.
That I really want to do. So Megan, right now, Amy's been writing like a mad woman and I've been watching Extraordinary You. So I have not been watching Tale of the Nine-Tailed. You have. Mm-hmm. So you're watching Tale of the Nine-Tailed 1938. Mm-hmm. My question for you today is, would you rather enter into a long-term committed and monogamous relationship with E. Rang or E. Yun? However, the other is going to be condemned to the Hell Bridge and internal death by knives.
That's so hard because I feel like Irong will like. I don't know if he like. I don't think he can like mentally withstand it, whereas like Eun could mentally withstand it. And I think it. I might make a difference if it was Irong with the ponytail or Irong with the undercut.
Oh my god!
With the makeover undercut. I still gotta choose Eun. And I just want to say something about Tale of Nine-Tailed. For the record, it is over. It's finished by the time, like, at the time we're recording this, but I still have one more episode to go. I have, like, the last episode. So I just want to say it's not as, like, off the wall as, season 1. Part 1. Well, yeah, season 1. It's not as crazy. The plot is, there's a plot. Like there truly is an end goal, and you know what that end goal is. Okay. You know. Well, basically, I mean, from the very first episode, you know, he goes back in time. And so one of his like main end goals is to return to,
because of course he gets stuck.
Yeah, because so his main objective is to return to the present, to his beloved Gia, but I'm still convinced that like everything that happens in this drama was just a vehicle for like Eun, or I should say Lee Dong-wook, to like look cool. Like I'm really convinced that they were just like, we just want Lee Dong-wook to look cool for 12 episodes, so let's just give him this like bare plot that he has to like this like goal.
Is it only 12 episodes long?
Yeah, it's only 12 episodes.
Oh, good. Okay. I mean, not that I would care if it was longer, but it'll be easier to catch up.
No, but the thing is, I don't care. It is it's incredibly enjoyable, and it's much more sensical. I will say I feel like they're giving him abilities that I didn't think he had in season 1. Like all of a sudden he can do all this stuff, and I'm like, that I don't think that was in season 1, but you know what? You know, I don't give a shit. So
yeah, but you know what? Season 1 also ended with that like bananas twist that made
Which
no
we-
sense.
we
So
can't-
anything goes.
Correct. Although I will say now they explain that twist.
Oh, they do. Okay.
They do. They explain why that twist happened, and I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. Sure.
Who are you putting the ring on and who's going to hell?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'd still put the ring on Iyun. I'm sorry. I love him.
Just like, fuck it. Here
I
I go.
know, and I feel so bad, but I love him. Like, he is the like charming, charismatic, red-haired fox. Like, I love him. I just love him.
All right.
So I'm
Final
sorry.
answer.
Yeah.
Okay, Amy, can I do yours? Just because I have no chill.
Yeah.
Okay. So, have you ever seen The Good Son with Elijah Wood and
Macaulay
Culkin?
Culkin, yes.
Yeah. So, if you know, spoiler to The Good Son, at the end, the mom is at the cliff and she has both of them dangling off the cliff. So, we have Elijah Wood and we have her who is like, I don't know, like the neighbor kid or something. I can't remember. Not blood related. And then she has her own blood son who's Macaulay Culkin, who's a fucking psycho
Like,
murderer.
really bad.
Yeah. Anyway, she has to pick who she's going to save. So, Amy, you're holding the hand of two guys as they dangle.
No. No.
They
I
are
know.
both actors.
No.
Their names are Rowoon and EJ Wook.
Oh.
And this is your good son moment. You can
That's
only
not-
save one who is living and who is turning into human jello.
That's not who I thought you would give her the choice for. That's
Oh no,
hard.
because she's watching Extraordinary You now, and she
Right.
knows. She
That's
knows.
why. Okay.
And I mean, you're thinking like Rowoon, and then you've got Alchemy of Souls to contend with. I mean, you've got a lot here.
I know. I know.
And they're both looking up at you.
Oh my god.
Save me, Oma. Oma.
Can I just
And
jump?
who- and
Can I just jump over with both there?
And whoever you save, you get to end up with.
Oh.
This is horrible.
It's horrible.
This is the worst one you've ever done. Oh my god.
And the other one's just going to be like marmalade.
Okay, I got it. And there's this is my reasoning for it.
The marmalade put it all together for you.
Yeah, the marmalade totally sealed the deal. Put that jam sandwich together.
Little eyeballs bouncing around.
Stop.
No, I thought I had it, but I don't. No, I do. No, I don't. See, I don't want to spoil anything from Extraordinary You. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Rowoon because EJ Wook's going to rise like a fucking phoenix.
Oh. he'll put his dismembered body parts back to
That's your hope. And then he hits. And you're like, shit. But Rowoon.
God damn.
It's a good day and a bad day.
That's horrible. Listeners, I do not like that choice at all. I don't like either of those. It's terrible.
terrible.
And Leah should be fired from ever being able to ask me, would you rather again?
Lady Marmalade.
She like steps on his eyeball like Kill Bill.
Or
Kill Bill the trailer.
It's like Tale of the Nine-Tailed season 1. We're just walking over bodies on a date.
Or like the octopus from The Handmaiden just crawls out and like eats what's left.
That's where he got to. He's
So yeah, I mean, like we'll get more into this when we talk about Extraordinary You, but I think these two actors are like my tippy top right now because they have destroyed me more than once.
right.
Yeah, I've entered my goblin era where apparently I am Kim Shin and it doesn't matter if a boy's in a schoolboy outfit anymore because I have no fucking world.
Nope. I mean, like when I first started, and we're not going to spoil Extraordinary You for anybody, but when I first started it, it was literally as soon as I finished part 2 of Alchemy of Souls, where I'm like, Jong-uk is like the man, right?
Right.
And then you start Extraordinary You, and he is quite literally 19 with a little earring and his little short sleeve school uniform. And I'm like, fuck, why are you so cute still? Like, it's ridiculous. And he is like the broodiest anti-hero to ever.
He's the
brood.
saddest boy in Sad Town.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta say, if you have not watched Extraordinary You, Amy and I are going to be doing the next week's podcast on it. Start it, because this took me by surprise in all the best ways. Like, I kind of knew loosely what it was about, and I have to say that I am beyond pleasantly surprised with how fun and clever and weird it is. Plus, because we were talking about Tale of the Nine-Tailed,
Yes.
it has a Moogie in it from the original Tale of the Nine-Tailed.
And I love him.
A Moogie is an unsung hero. Like, I love this guy.
He's Dried Squid Fairy.
Yeah, and so in this play, he's Dried Squid Fairy, who is like basically the guy who runs like the school cafeteria.
Wait, that's him? I watched the first episode.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
he's
him.
the blonde boy.
I'm looking
man.
at him, and because you know me, I can't get through an episode without being like, how do I know that person? And so I look him up, and I'm like, holy shit, it's a Moogie.
Yeah,
Intern Moogie.
I wish
So
I could do high school dramas a little bit better. I wish I was like more. I feel like
See,
go
I
through
told you,
phases.
Leah. I told you. So that was
know.
okay. So that's my question for you, Megan. So this is not to throw you under the bus at all. Like, it's a legit.
No, it's okay.
It's
No,
a
throw
legit
under the
question.
bus. We've
Well,
already
okay,
got,
so here's so we kept
EJ Wook down there.
yeah we
Throw me
can
down there.
throw under the bus with EJ Wook at the bottom.
You
of the
can.
cliff.
You can totally throw me under the
No,
bus. for
so
this.
we have been Extraordinary You has been on our calendar for a while, but it's gotten pushed around and moved around because it is 32. It's 32 half-hour episodes, but it's 32 episodes, and so it's it's an investment to watch.
It was a Patreon pick.
It was a
I might
Patreon.
add.
pick.
know.
Just to really shame Megan.
It's
here,
a
this was-
Patreon
know.
pick,
Yeah.
and then
You
it was also an Amy's Choice drama, right? Because I hadn't said, "Hey, I want to
didn't know
watch
that.
this."
I thought it was just a Patreon. I
No,
was
it was
ready
me.
to disappoint. I was ready to
was me.
disappoint the Patreon, but not
No,
you.
it was me, and so I take it personally.
Oh.
So it kept getting pushed around, and then it conveniently or not conveniently so got pushed to next week when Megan's going to be on vacation with her family, which is totally understandable that you would not pod while you were at a beach house and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was going to.
But I was saying to Leah, I'm like, I'm really sad that Megan's missing out on this because it is, it's such a great meta drama to talk about, with writing and stuff like that. I said, but I don't think she's sad about it because she has weaseled her way out of the high school dramas when we've done them before. Like Airs, you got out of that one. And now Extraordinary You got out of this one.
I know.
And the only high school drama that you've watched is All of Us Are Dead, and that doesn't count
thing.
because it's not
Is it
the
a high
same.
school-
Yeah.
It's a high school drama to a point, but I am going to say that it is also,
It's a writing drama.
It's a book about writing.
Yeah.
Or it's a show about writing.
Yeah.
With
An extraordinary cast, I will say. Because it does like before you defend yourself. I'm going to defend.
No,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
defend
actually
it.
defending. There's nothing actually to defend.
No, but I was going to say to sort of defend what Leah is saying about it as well is that it also like it's in on the joke of what a high school drama is too. Like it makes
And I
fun of
appreciate
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
think-
characters are self-aware because they're fictional.
Right. I've like never been good with high school dramas. Like you guys know that. And
But you
I
loved Meteor Garden.
I did, but then that was like that was a while ago. And that was also kind of like my first...
You were still a grown ass adult.
I know, but I just mean like it was my first foray into like Asian dramas. But I did start Extraordinary You, and it gave me like the F4 feeling, and I was like, no, this is not. And I think part of it,
But
of
it
the problem
makes
is
fun
too-
of that. Like that's the thing. It makes fun
Yeah,
of the
it
F4
did.
thing.
It did, and I like that. I think part of the problem is that I'm mid watching two dramas. Well, at the time I was mid, and
No, you've started new ones.
I did because I watched Bloodhounds completely, front to
I know.
beginning to end. And that's the thing. I guess I'm just not in the mood for. And I just was like, I am going to force myself to watch this drama when I don't really, and I don't have time to watch like a 16 episode drama right now. And I was like, I'm going to force myself to watch it. And then pod on vacation. I was like, I just think this isn't going to work. But I do feel bad. I do. And I will give it a shot when I'm like in the mood for it. But it's like, and it's also like, it pains me to see EJ Wook my Jong-uk in like a schoolboy uniform. I'm like, no, he's a mage, damn it.
You're missing out. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know.
You're missing out.
I know. I know. I believe
But you know what, Amy? Because I'm a pick-me today, I am excited to do it with you because it is so good and yeah, it's great. And, and I listen to both the Patreon and Amy in picking something. So
I know. I'm a shithead. I know.
And I
know.
watch my assigned dramas and my Megan Choices dramas.
I know. I do feel bad. I do.
Guilt you.
I mean, I
still love you.
Cafe Minimum Dog.
You did, and that wasn't Amy's choice. Yeah.
Well, was that your choice? Well, fuck
yes. I watched Run On.
That was Megan's choice.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but I didn't actually like.
I want someone to tell me one of my choices that I'd really let you fucking down. You come for me,
my mister.
I did.
That wasn't a you. That wasn't.
I know.
We were doing that for our listeners.
Right. No, you're right.
I just want to have the silence and enjoy it for a minute.
It's because okay, so you had to
Mr.
watch
Queen,
Mr. Queen.
Oh my god, both of
yes.
you,
Mr. Queen.
Look, just be wrong. I don't fucking care. Who's got another this or that, or would you rather?
I did not come prepared with that.
Okay, so I've got one.
Okay.
It's not nearly as good as yours, Leah, but I've got one.
Leah's were mean.
Yeah, this isn't a mean one. This is just
Mine were really mean. I was in a mean mood.
Yeah, this is not a mean one because I'm so frazzled with my writing brain right now. But I just want to know because you are kind of in the same place that I am with all this. So EJ-wook as Jong-uk or EJ-wook as Baekhyung. So where you've either got Alchemy of Souls EJ-wook or Extraordinary You EJ-wook.
Look, I mean, this one is going to be, I'm going mage because it's legal 100%. It's giving me allowable.
Oh my God.
But you know what? Here's the other thing is I like the schoolboy outfit. Fuck it. Fuck me. I have a fuck it. I don't like a real schoolboy, okay?
Right.
That's the difference. I don't want to go find an actual schoolboy.
We know, we get it.
In the drama,
you feel like you need to say it out loud.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
you yelled it too.
And I'm not lusting after him, but here's the thing. As I'm watching this Extraordinary You with my middle child Bronte and my youngest Poppy, who's 7, and it can read about 60% of the subtitles, and we're all invested, and they are both team Rowoon, and I am holding down the fort for Lee Jae-uk. And every time he shows up, they're like, "Ugh, he's just not even cute," and I'm like, "No, wrong.
How dare you?
Wrong. This is the folly of youth."
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I just feel very protective of him at the moment because every night they're dogging my baby.
But Rowoon is beautiful. In this,
you need to see the King's Affection because the thing is that he's still good in this, but he holds back. King's Affection, he's just this green flag just unfurls into the wind, and he really just has a full range. He's never mysterious. He's never quite. He's basically his assignment is be as fucking adorable as you possibly can, but make it so that nobody wants to barf over you, and be grossed out and be oh, it's too much. Just be play it perfectly, and he's okay, I can do that.
I feel I feel like it's probably very different, but also similar, his character in Tomorrow, because in Tomorrow he's just 100% golden retriever, but it's not a romance. So he's just golden retriever to everybody he encounters, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, he's so great in Tomorrow.
And King's Affection has the conceit that I don't, it's not a toxic trait, but I never knew I liked it until K-drama, which is I have a real thing for people falling in love with someone thinking that their love interest is a different sex. Mm-hmm. Coffee Prince worked for me on this. King's Affection worked for me on this. And I've had other ones as well. And those are the two that have been the most successful. And like, I felt like they held, like the tension felt still interesting and good after like the big reveal happens during the drama.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the other ones, like once they find out, I'm like, meh, like there wasn't enough conflict. I'm kind of bored now, but I really like that. And I don't think that is that's not a trope we get very much, especially not in like modern media. Like Coffee Prince is an anomaly. Like there's not like a romance book that I could be like, oh, let's pick up this book where somebody's like pretending to be
Right.
someone from another sex. And I mean, there could be a lot of problematic garbage tied up in that too. So you'd really want to walk. That's like a fine line to walk, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we were nervous for it in Coffee Prince too. Like we were scared when we started watching that. And
yeah, we were like, yeah, no,
they nail it.
By episode 2 or 3, we were like, we're out. We're gonna have to just leave it here.
And then all of a sudden, it took a turn, like for the way better, and we're all in.
Yeah. So okay, I want to just give a quick thought, and it's sometimes I think I'm smart, and sometimes I realize that I'm not. And today I had a little exchange with Megan where I was sharing how like recently I realized that like I had a dumbass moment. And my dumbass moment is that I've had this real like falling in love with the K-pop group SHINee, like very much. And I've like known about them adjacently and liked them enough. I don't know what happened, but like I somehow just like fell, like things come for you at the right time. All of a sudden, just like one of my friends sent me like a couple of clips of like some things, and I was just like, I don't know why, but like my heart has blossomed and I'm like very into this at the moment. And I was watching Minho and like doing his little interviewing stuff. And I'm like, God, he's so cute. And I'm like, it's so funny because he looks like this actor that I recognize. And it's so funny because he looks like exactly like this guy. And so for like a few days, I've just been like living with that. Like he's so cute, and he looks like this like dude that's adorable in Yumi cells. He is the person.
It's the same
and
guy.
He's in Hurong.
Right. I was gonna say I knew he was in. I looked him up when I saw him in.
Yeah. So I'm not smart. So and then it reminded me of how when I was watching Moon Lovers, and I'm like, the 10th Prince is just, who is sleeping on this guy? He is great. Like this guy should be in like all dramas. Like how is like no one noticing how great he is? It's Baekhyun from EXO. Like a super famous idol. So I mean, I just want to out that like, you know, I mean, is it dumb? It's ignorant.
It's not dumb. It's not dumb.
Me not being informed, but I was just laughing so hard this morning because I was like, for days I've been like, God, he just looks just like that cutie. And then it was like, because he is literally the cutie.
Yeah. I mean, that's happened to me for sure. Just because I do watch a lot of K-pop content from a lot of different groups. And so all of a sudden some guy will look familiar or some woman will look familiar. And then I go and I'm like, oh my God. I mean, it's the K-pop to K-actor pipeline is just direct route. Like it's an express train. I mean, it's like,
yeah,
but it's actually really, really fun because I love then going back. Like I had no idea Bae Suzy was a K-pop idol.
You didn't?
Zero.
I knew that.
Well, not when like I first started like watching her and things, and then I was like, oh my God, she's a K-pop idol. And you go back and like look at it. Of course, that's like early days of K-pop, so it's like the styling is just hilarious. They like all are wearing blue eyeshadow. They have like crimped hair. It's just fantastic. Same with oh my gosh, the lead in Reply 1988. Her name escaped me right now.
Hyuna?
Yeah.
No, not Hyuna.
No, Hyren.
Okay.
Or yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna look it up.
Well, not whatever. Okay. We want to get her name right.
No, you're right. But I'm like, what is it?
Hyri.
That's it. I put an N on the end. So same thing with her too.
It's Hayri.
Hayri. Okay. I went back and like looked at her K-pop videos too. They were like a pretty sexy group, but it was the same thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Like, how many had?
They're just all they're all triple threats, which is crazy. And we talked about that like kind of earlier on in one of our pods, that it seems like such a big deal when somebody from the music industry in this, in the United States crosses over and does like a movie. Like, if Lady Gaga does a movie, that's like, she's Lady Gaga,
Yeah.
Whereas it's this natural transition in South Korea.
Yeah.
And I think for us, we're always surprised when we find out somebody who's like a really amazing actor that they were also an idol. But I don't think it's surprising to South Koreans, because that seems like that's the trajectory, And I love it. I just love how ridiculously talented so many of them are.
And also, have we done any Yumi cells on the pod?
I don't think so.
I watched up. I watched the first season up to like the last episode, because I was like, I cannot watch Eun Bo-hyun have a heartbreak. I'm gonna lose it.
I can't believe I haven't done it, because I fucking love Yumi cells, and I need the final season, but I love it so much. That's what, I'm just gonna do this summer like a snack on Yumi cells myself, because I really love Yumi cells.
I might do like a snack myself on Bloodhounds.
Okay, this is a great question, actually. What is something that we should just do a snack on ourselves?
Right, because
my time.
Amy, there's no way Amy will want to watch this.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not watching a super violent.
It is so violent, and the thing is, so first of all, I did like it. Like, I liked it a lot. I was delighted. I was very entertained. But I said this on Instagram and in our Patreon, but in case you didn't see it there, it is highly violent. Like, surprisingly violent, to the point, I think it was worse than My Name. So if you've seen My Name, I think it's worse. And this is the thing. Yeah, I'm watching it and I'm like, this is not for Amy. And I don't know, Leah, I don't know if you'd really enjoy it. It is almost the point of the drama is the violence. Like, it's every episode. It's very bloody. Characters you enjoy get brutalized. It's like, it's whew. And this is the thing about Korean dramas like that is, and some K movies. So there's not a lot of guns. So, like, I could say to you, Amy, like, oh, it's like John Wick, but John Wick has a lot of guns, which sometimes takes away, like, the personalization of the violence. But when you have people just literally beating each other to death, that is a whole different level of violence. And there is, like, no guns. So they're just fist fighting or knifing each other. For
I'm out.
8 episodes. It's like, oh my God, it is a lot. It is a lot. I mean, Udo
He
Wan
is super ripped. My God.
Oh,
I've seen the trailer on Netflix.
Oh my God. He and Lee Sang-yi, which, so he was the second male lead in Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, which he's like just this sweet little engineer guy or director guy in Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha. And then in this, he's like really, really, he's a charismatic, Marine. I don't know if you say, you know how like, there's no ex-Marine. You're a former Marine, or once a Marine, always Marine in America. I'm not sure if that's the way it is in Korea. So I don't want to say ex-Marine. Obviously, he's like discharged, but they're both like former Marines in the military. And but yeah, the bromance is fantastic. So I do think I might do a snack on it, because there's some like, there's also like news that happened like surrounding the drama that affected it. So I just feel like maybe I should talk about that. I think people want to hear about it, but I just do not think it's a drama that I just wouldn't ask you guys to watch it, like point blank. I'm learning my lesson. I'm not going to ask you guys.
Kind of like I wouldn't ask you guys to watch Uncontrollably Fond.
Right.
Nor do I want to do a snack. Nor do I want to do a snack on it, though.
Here's the thing. Maybe I'm like a monster. Violence really doesn't bother me. The only time that I've like never liked violence has been like very weirdly well, I mean, I don't like violence. It's not like I'm like I love violence. It tends to like not be like I'm like the anti-Amy in it. Like,
I literally can't. I can't look at it. Like I just
so I'm a monster that can sit and watch people's like eyeballs get like popped out of their head in Game of Thrones and like eat popcorn.
Yeah,
and
no, I didn't watch Oberyn
Right.
stuff.
I could not do that in real life. I couldn't
But
do
I
that
do-
in like normal life.
But I do have
can
a question.
it
Do you
fictional.
not that you enjoy, but do you enjoy like a choreographed like fight scene? Like, do you?
No,
but
so this is why I'm not interested. So it's not
Okay.
that the violence, because I could watch Strangers from Hell shit like all day long and be fine. But I just
Right.
don't want to watch something that's like the point of the drama is to like watch fighting. Like that sounds like Fast and Furious to me, and it sounds boring. Like to me, boring, not boring in like the world.
Right. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. And I think that's why, like, I know you liked My Name, but My Name was a little bit more of a direct plot, and
I don't even know how I watched. I think I mostly watched it because of Ambo Yan. Because I mean, like I was like into like, or we were gonna pot it. I don't know. Like I wouldn't have picked up My Name by myself and been like, I'm gonna check out My Name. Like it's just not a drama that. It's going to take a lot for me to pick up something that feels really external.
Yeah, and obviously this totally was. I mean, very much so. And again, I enjoyed it, so I don't want people to think I didn't, because I totally did. But when you like catch me off guard with the violence, that's like kind of saying something, because that's kind of like what I sometimes will gravitate to is like the action with like the over the top scenes and stuff like that. So when the violence of it and I want to say the brutality of it. It felt brutal. It felt personal. That was really hard. Like this is like, oh man, I don't know. It was a lot, but it was good. So maybe I'll talk about it on my own. I don't know. What did you say you could pod about alone?
I want to do Yumi's Cells. And
that's
Amy,
it. Yumi's
something
Cells.
that you would do. And it doesn't have to be like a drama. It could just be like, what's something that you would love to just talk about that, you know.
Oh, I need to pick something? I don't even know. Like, you guys have done much more solo consumption than I have. Because I don't think that there's a ton that I've watched that you haven't. But I could talk for hours about Rowoon. So, maybe I'll just do a snack on how strikingly beautiful he is. You
have to watch The King's Affection first. I feel like
I feel like
you should do.
I should do like a whole Rowoon catalog and then just talk
that's
about
what I'm saying.
Rowoon. Yeah, I totally
do like
would.
a Rowoon introspective or something. I think a lot of people would listen to that.
It would not be a short snack. But I would do something like that. No, I am going to watch King's Affection, and I might even start this after I turn in this book, because I'm feeling like the absence of Rowoon in my life right now. And it's weird because I loved EJ in this. Like I absolutely loved him. And when I initially put this drama on our list, not just because it was, a Patreon pick, but I was like, I need more Rowoon, after I saw Tomorrow. Right. So I was like so excited, and then ended up watching it after I watched Alchemy of Souls, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Rowoon and EJ Wook. Like I can't even. And now that I finished it, and I'm dying to talk about it with you, Leah. Now that I finished it, I'm like, I need more. I need more of both these actors in my life, but right now I think I'm back on the Rowoon train. Not that I am definitely choosing one over the other, but I need more of him right now.
So I have a question, but this is probably something maybe you'd want to like think about. So I don't know if you guys can think about it on the spot, but what's a role that like, it's like a drama that you watched, and not that you didn't like either the male or female lead, like you liked them, but you also were like, but I have this, I also, in addition to, I want to see this actor or this actress do that role too. Like, you're like, I do think this role would have been good for someone else also. So, like, no disrespect for, like, the original talent. But, like, who else were you like, oh, man, I could also see, such and such in that role. I wish I could have seen them.
Okay, so I have an idea. And I don't know that I would rather see this person in this role, but I think it would be fun to do a flip-flop. And so I'm going to go back to the drama that comes up in multiple conversations and opinions, which is Heirs. and I would like to flip flop Kim Woo Bin and Lee Min Ho, flip flop their roles, and get to see.
I like that.
Get to see Kim Woo Bin in the lead role and the get the girl role,
Right,
and see how that would pan out. And see, not that I didn't love Lee Min Ho being the hero, but I would love to see him as the second lead and see how that works.
I love that. Okay. You're muted, Leah.
Leah, we don't hear you.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm getting there. Calm down.
Sorry.
That's not being edited out. This is uncensored.
you.
So
Yeah, we can't hear you. I'm like, I'm coming. Fucking chill out.
Turn up your hearing aid.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of one other. I've got one part of my answer, and I just need one more part to like crush
Okay.
it.
I've
Okay,
just been thinking about this lately.
I'm gonna go unusual, but it just popped in my head. Okay, I'm going for What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, which
Ooh.
I think was well casted, but like a little predictable to me. Like, no shade on Park Min Young, but like I feel like I don't know. So I'm just like
her decision at the end. Are you talking about?
No, just like her character is like,
Okay.
it's a very typecast. Like, I feel like it wasn't a
Yeah.
big reach for her. And I felt like, a little predictable. And, I think Park Seo-joon did a great job too. I think both of them did good and they had good chemistry. And it just didn't feel very surprising to me. Like, neither of them like felt like they were like really in the stretch zone for their roles. So I'm going to say I would like to do What's Wrong with Secretary Kim again. And I mean, like, if I thought about this more, could I have come up with a better one? Sure. But this is what popped in my head.
I know. I
would like to go with Kim Ji-won for Secretary Kim.
Yes.
Because I think she is like my current favorite and I love her. And I think she could have played that role really well. So that's like Fight for My Way or My Liberation Notes. I just think she's a very, very, very multifaceted actress that could bring a lot to the role. And then I was like, gosh, who could I go with? And I'm just going to go with the first one that popped into my head for, the love interest of that Park Seo-joon played. And maybe it's because I already had this question earlier today, but I'm going to go Kim Bum.
Ooh.
But with an undercut.
Yes. Gotta go with the undercut.
Like with the Peaky Blinders undercut.
Oh, he would be so good.
Because he does damaged well.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
And I want to see him with his PTSD trauma. And I think, he can like alpha it too.
Do you want to see him drop to his knees and and scream like in Boys Over Flowers?
Oh my God. I loved him. In
I did too. I did too. But that scene is like it's both emotional genius and comic genius, and it's not meant to be.
I mean, it's a lot. So let me just say that like Meteor Garden, I think handled that scene from the Boys Over Flower retelling. Like, I think it handled it a lot better, that big emo scene. But here's the thing. This is just to throw in there, is after Extraordinary You, I'm enjoying watching shows with my kids and they really want to watch high school stuff. So I'm like willing to like invest in something with them. What has dropped on Viki? F4 set in Thailand. And I was like, I'm going to fucking do it. Let's just keep this Boys Over Flower train going.
Keep this train going.
And one thing, Megan, is Extraordinary You has the Cool Boy Club and they're called A3. So now we're going to go to F4.
Yep.
So
well, that's what I mean. Like they're in on the joke. They're
Right.
poking fun at it.
I get it.
Yeah,
Well,
but I think Kim Bum, he's so cute.
I loved him as poor little rich boy in Boys Over Flowers. Loved
Me
him.
too.
He'd be so good as a Chaebol.
He is, and I just think he has a good like combination of arrogance and vulnerability that would make a role like that really fun.
Yeah, he's got good range.
How about you, Megan? Answer your own question.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say, because you mentioned F4 Thailand, my daughter was like, I really want to watch F4 Thailand. And I was like, what? Like, I have no idea where she even heard about this. I don't know if she like saw a trailer on YouTube or whatever. So I finally set her up with her own Viki account, baby's first Viki account. And she's been watching F4 Thailand all day. FYI.
That's amazing.
Like, burning through it. And so
it's great for her reading. It's amazing for her reading. This is summer reading.
I put it on her. So I gave her like a watch list. Like I set up a watch list for her and I put Extraordinary You on it. Extraordinary You, True Beauty, Semantic Error, and F4 Thailand. Just for now. Just to like get her started. Cause she's been like binging shows. But right now she like went through so many shows. She's like, she keeps trying to ask for shows that aren't appropriate. She's 10.
What does she ask? I don't know what she asks for.
She's been asking for that Outer Banks show, the reality show.
Oh yeah, no. It's not a reality show.
It's not? Okay. Oh, no, you're right. I'm sorry. It's not.
But they're like people in their 20s and stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And just some like shows kind of like that. Shows that are like TV MA. And I'm like, yeah. Unless I'm watching it with you, can we just chill? But okay, anyway, as for the question. So this is in no way saying this isn't like Rain or Shine is Lee Jun-ho's drama. Like it is his vehicle. I do not want to replace him. I am just saying that is a role I want to see Udo Wan play. I love him. And I'm ready for him to step into a role that's like a little bit more of a character study for him. So I just feel like the dramas, I'm not like criticizing his drama choice because I think they've been like really good for him and they've shown his range. Like Tempted was not a good drama. Like, I'm sorry if you liked it. I didn't love it. And he cried through a lot of it, but I do think that was good for him because at least he had a lot of character growth. I just think it shit the bed at the end. And I want to see him in something like that. I want to see him in something like Rain or Shine, where he really has to deal with like this intense trauma and like work through it and then also have this like beautiful romance. Where he really has to like play off a female lead like really well. So yeah, I'm just obviously on a Udo Wan kick because of finishing Bloodhounds, and I did just see he's like in talks for a rom-com. I have my fingers crossed. Like, give me Udo Wan rom-com where he doesn't get his face beaten. Like,
I mean, please just go look at him in the King Eternal Monarch if you haven't, where he plays his own doppelganger.
Oh my god,
like that man is comedy genius,
and he has a crush on like he has like a little crush, like
yes.
Oh my god, and I would love to see him too in like a chaebol role, kind of like What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, and I wonder why he doesn't get cast in those roles. I almost wonder if it's because of his height. Because he's a little bit shorter, and I feel like they aren't casting him. Which they just cast Lee Jun-ho though in this chaebol role coming up, which I'm so excited about. Oh my god, the King the Land, or what's that? I think it's called King the Land. Yeah, King the Land. I can't wait for that. But yeah, I'm sorry. He's like my guy now, Udo Wan, and I just need to like see him and stuff.
So I need to share a kink, just because, it's just us girls talking.
It's just us gals.
But I have a thing lately, and this is now the second time I've had it happen, where I want to ship someone with themselves. And so the first time it happened to me was Udo Wan in King the Eternal Monarch, where I want to ship
Joe and Sup and Joe Young.
with himself in his
100%.
parallel universe. Yeah, I want to I want them to get together,
totally
have 5 children and live great lives together. And it happened to me also watching the August D. Suga Hagam music video.
Yes.
Oh my god! Yes.
His character is like the corrupt crime boss and the tangerine thief. Yeah, I want to see them make out and love each other.
Like, why can't we have that?
Why can't we? I mean, keep it in the family. Keep it in the same gene pool. It's not incest to love yourself.
No.
If you could hook up with yourself, would you?
I think so. I mean, I'd be interested. I'd be like, let me see what you look like walking from behind.
I mean,
I
at
wanna
the
know what I
risk
look
of,
like.
at the risk of revealing too much, I am
Yeah.
a single woman. I hook
No,
up
no,
with myself
I'm saying-
all the time.
No, okay.
True.
Okay, fair.
Fair.
But I'm saying like a knock is at the door. You open it and it is yourself in a trench coat, ready to seal the deal. Are you going to give it a go? Yes or no?
I mean, like, would we be compatible personality-wise? No.
No. I'm not saying
I would be so
compatible. I'm
annoyed
saying
at
would you
myself.
fuck yourself?
Yeah, but I would definitely kick me then out of bed because I would be so annoying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I've been too much with myself lately. Like, my kids are out of town. I haven't seen my kids in a week. They're on vacation with their dad. Like, I have had too much me time. I want nothing to do with myself right now.
So if you showed up at the door like, "Hey, Amy,"
Nope.
you'd be like,
You'd be like, I've had
next.
enough.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. I've had enough. Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, would you, Leah?
You know, I'm not feeling it. Like, it's not giving like curiosity. I feel like I'd be like, I know the moves, like I know the bag of tricks. Like,
Right. I mean, if I were Kim Tae-ri and Kim Tae-ri knocked on my door,
if I was just totally in love with myself. I mean, like, I guess it depends on how bored I was too. Like, if I had shit going on and I was like busy, it would be like, no, I don't got time for that. But if it was like, you know, a slow night and like nothing's good on the TV, I could be like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would be delated.
But like
And,
when we shipped Wudawan with himself,
it was
two very different,
Yeah.
two very different versions.
And I
I
shipped
don't
them
want
because-
two of myself as myself right now.
right? And I shipped them because that they were
Yes.
so different and they had great banter.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
be very weird to just be like, I want to ship Park Sejun with Park Sejun just as a human being. Like, no. Like, okay, fair. So if it was myself from another dimension, yeah, sure. Yes.
Like if it was myself, but like a Taurus astrology sign, maybe. But like
Yeah,
another
I mean,
Pisces,
like, I'm just like,
no.
no, what if I show up and I'm like a judo champion? Like, that could be a surprise.
That'd be great.
Will you be like dressed in like a gi?
I'm like, I show up and I am just a bloody samurai. I'd be like, yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's
I'm
it. Like, that's your
Yakuza
whole personality.
yeah. And like I just sadly like touch myself and like look at myself with like hatred and yearning, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, let's jump in that shower.
And you don't even eat. You just stand in the kitchen with your gi and sword. And people come over. They're like, "Who's that?"
I'm like, well,
It's just like
and I'm just constantly like really sweaty, and half my chest is exposed.
right.
Yeah, I would. I mean, yeah, I would do that.
So
A silent Leah wearing a gi.
Yakuza boss Leah, I'd be like, yes.
Oh my god.
I
So
will make time
I'm
for
gonna
you.
shift gears here for a second just to let you both know that there is a new drama coming out in August with Rowoon called Destined with You. And
I think I've heard of that.
so I want to read you the description if I may. Where the descriptions on Asian Wiki, they're always like a lot of words, but it's not giving too much of the story. So okay, so Lee Jong-ho, played by Jo Bo-ah, is the lowest grade level 9 civil servant. She always does her best work, even though she suffers from many civil complaints. In her personal life, she is used to being alone. One day, she happens to become the owner of an old wooden chest and the key to lift a curse from Jang Shin-yu, Rowoon. Jang Shin-yu is a competent lawyer who is smart and good-looking. He is usually in the spotlight wherever he goes, but he suffers from an unexplained disease. His condition gets progressively worse. He is desperate to lift the curse that has run through his family for generations. Jang Shin-yu seeks help from Lee Jong-ho, who owns the old wooden chest. And that's
Ooh, that's really good.
I know, but like, what?
It's our beloved Gia.
Yep.
Joe Boa is Gia.
Yep. So, yeah.
Also, speaking of that, you know what I was thinking the other day that I would love as a job, is rewriting K-drama synopses or blurbs.
Well, I think it's
for
the
US.
translation. Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I'm saying I want a job where I rewrite for the US market. Because I don't even think necessarily, like, first of all, it's a translation. And then also they are writing, like, there's probably, like, the way they write blurbs and synopses to, like, entice Korean viewers is probably different than how we would write. Or other countries would write to. I want to write, like, give me that job. First of all, give me a advanced screening of the drama. Give me an advanced screening of the drama. And then I will write the best, hookiest blurb that makes everyone want to watch it. Like, where do I sign up for that? That is an untapped market.
I would totally do that. That's like one of my favorite things to write is blurbs. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes I look at blurbs and I'm like, okay, I get the gist. I could have written that really hooky. You know? Like, put the effort in and pay me, and I'll do it. You know, I might even do it for free. I'll give you a couple freebies.
We are. We're always looking for the angle where somehow this thing that we love is also going to pay our lives.
Well,
pay for us to live, you know?
But I also, like, I see some premises that are so good. And again, it's not the original writers. They're writing in Korean for a Korean market. I'm saying, like, and then it's, like, translated, like, probably not that great. So, like, give me, you know, let me watch the movie or the drama, and then I'll write it, and it'll be freaking good.
That would be the best business. Like, we get dramas early so that we can blurb them for U.S. audiences.
Isn't that like a little bit of what we do, though? Like in this podcast?
It is, but the blurbs are already out there. You know what I mean? Like, it would be really fun if we got to write, like, the Netflix blurb, you know?
Oh, my God, right? That would be
the problem is that these dramas are dropping as they're filming.
Yeah, and I just don't like writing blurbs, so I'm going to leave that to you. I'm still making out with myself.
I do.
Your
actually,
I
used to hate writing them. Actually, the last few I've sent to Amy, and she's fixed them, and she's done an amazing job. But I would say, like, when I first started writing and I would send blurbs to Amy, she would completely rewrite them because they were a mess. And I would say I'm much better now. Much better.
Yeah,
like,
I don't change much. I don't change much when you send me blurbs.
No, you gave me both blurbs that I sent you recently, though. You did a great job. Even though they're, of course, crazy stuff. But
right, it's for her alien stuff. So
yeah, so they're like
her alien and monster stuff. It's fun.
And Amy's like, I guess I'll help you with this.
So is it?
No, you did a good job.
Thank you. I can't get rid of picturing Leah as a samurai just in the kitchen, like practicing her swordsmanship. Like, do you know what I think of, Leah? Is I think of that scene in Boys Over Flowers when Gu Junpyo is just chopping out all of his frustrations in his like little private dojo.
You know what? You are welcome to come over and hook up with myself too. Myself will stoically service anyone.
stoically or angrily. Like, you're just basically your Gudong Mei self.
There's got to be like some loathing. It only works if there's like, you either hate the person or yourself. Best combo is you hate both.
You gotta hate yourself and the person.
I hate me and you.
And I'm so turned on by it. That's a Thanksgiving dinner I want to eat at.
Oh my God. I just want a Thanksgiving table of like all the iterations of Leah.
Yeah. But every time you're like in the kitchen, like making dinner, you'll like feel something brush you, and it's like you're samurai just touching the hem of your pants, and you're like, stop, I told you to stop.
Let's be real. I would get sick of myself, even if I was hot. I'd be like, I need some me time.
Go away, samurai.
Go away,
my
samurai me.
Samurai Leah, go stand in a room that's dark. No, half lit. and be sad for a while.
No, you're just standing like right next to the window where just a sliver of moonlight.
Yeah. And be thinking about
illuminates
your
you.
sad butcher parents that are dead.
You come downstairs in the middle of the night to pee, and he's just, and you Samurai you is still just standing there
Talking about social classism.
This is 100% the cold open teaser to this episode.
Well, we never know where the day is going to take us. Is there anything else random that we want to shoehorn in here before we say Anyang? Any other deep dark fantasy?
I want 3 Leahs to say the final Anyang.
How would Samurai Leah say it?
Anyang.
I'm crying. I'm like literally crying.
I'm gonna pee my pants.
I know. I think I did pee a little.
Oh my god. I don't think I can top that.
Yeah, thank you, Samurai Leah. Okay. All right. Annyeong.
Kamsahamnida. Thank you for listening to Afternoona Delight. Where can you find us outside the pod? Head on over to afternoonadelight.com. That's AFTERNOONADELIGHT.com. You'll find links to all our social media, our book recs, K-pop and K-skincare recs, and if you want even more Afternoona Delight, because really who doesn't, you can join our Patreon, where you can choose the patron level that's right for you. Join in daily K-drama conversations, listen to bonus podcast episodes just for patrons, and participate in our monthly live K-drama support group via Zoom. We can't wait for you to be a part of the community. Until next time, annyeong!